Welcome to my home. What perfect timing. We just got a fresh blanket of snow, just a dusting to make things merry and bright. So come on in. I've got the tea on. This is Patty from Relatively Refined, and welcome to my 2022 Christmas home tour. I'm glad you decided to enter through the front door, as I haven't had a chance to sweep off the back deck. So this is a much better way to come into the house, and it gives you a nice view of our foyer. So let me get the door and welcome you in. The first thing you're going to see is this gorgeous garland along the banister. I just keep it simple, and this was a recent purchase. I didn't even light it. I just hung it with some twine and tried to make it look as natural and unassuming as possible. On my front door is one of our favorite traditions. This is a felted advent calendar that I purchased from Pottery Barn Kids many years ago. My youngest is going to be 17 this year, so this is probably 15 years old. And in each one of those little pockets, my daughter has put in a little note of something we should do each day. So for example, this one says, buy, wrap, or order your sibling gift. There have been other ones that are take a walk in the woods, read a Christmas story, do something kind for someone. I think this one that I'm going to show you now says pay for somebody behind you at Dunkin'. And a funny story about that, we tried doing that last year and there was nobody behind us. So we kept driving around the drive-thru until there was somebody behind us. It was very funny. So anyway, this is one of our most prized traditions, and I hope to pass this along to kids and grandkids one day. And here in my foyer, I have this sweet pillow that was a gift from my sister Kathleen from the Chandler Four Corner Company, a skier. It sits on this long bench, which I keep in my foyer. And above the bench, I have a beautiful painting that was done by Fred Swan. It's a winter scene, and he was a former teacher of my husband, and that was a gift from him, or possibly from my mother-in-law. And just to add to a little bit of festive touches, I have these Bobesh. They are just greens, faux greens that fit over a candle or a lamp, and I think they just are a nice little touch to a wall sconce. And that's really it for my foyer. My home is a traditional Central Hall Colonial. So when you walk in the front door, to the right is a sitting room. It has a fireplace, and it's one of my favorite rooms in the house. And on the mantle, we have decorated with our Christmas village, which is just 4 houses, but it's been in my husband's family since before we were married. One of them is called Thompson's Toy Store, which is our last name, and it's always brought us so much joy to see it. I love to see them lit up at night with a fire. And on either side of the fireplace, I have these 2 light up potted faux Christmas trees. Here's a look at it at night, lit up. It's so cozy. My kids used to like to look inside the windows of the houses. And there is my seat, my favorite seat in the house. This chair with a little red pillow and a blanket and a side table with some books, green books of course, and a little red transferware teacup and saucer. Perfect spot. These books are of course thrifted, as is the teacup and saucer. And in another corner of this very room, you'll see this beautiful silver-plated compote that I have put some dried oranges, which are from last year, and they've held up pretty well, and some pine cones, and then more books, and a silver creamer with a red votive candle. Again, I really like the traditional red and green. And this is something I love. This adorable Santa was a gift from my 2 youngest children one Christmas, and he shows up in different spots each year. This year he is on this table in a corner of our sitting room, and I cannot look at that face without smiling. And also in the sitting room on our built-in bookshelf, I have our traditional nativity set. This was also in my husband's family for many years, and it's usually the first thing that we put out when we decorate. What I love about this is we had a very similar set growing up. And at the tippy top of my bookshelves is a picture of my youngest son meeting Santa. He was about 2 years old, and it's just precious. And my secretary, which is in this sitting room, I put a red tassel in here. I need a skeleton key, and I thrifted this little red tassel and sort of rigged it up so it looks nice there, but it also serves a purpose. And inside you'll see I have my Christmas dishes. My Christmas dish pattern is a Lenox called Winter Greetings, and I particularly love it because it has all the things I love: the pine boughs, the red cardinals, and it actually can be used all winter long. So I have some plates and then some ironstone dishes as well, and a couple of holiday spreaders inside that sugar bowl and teacup. And moving into my formal dining room, this is an overview. It's a very bright day, so apologize for that lighting. On the end there, on the end of that chair, is a plaid table runner, which I ended up putting on my hunt board, which you will see soon. I kept the traditional white and cream table runner, so I have now used that all 4 seasons. And a bayberry candle in a silver candlestick with a hurricane. There's something about silver at Christmas. And I've just decorated the center of the table with pine cones, these lighted bottle brush trees. I have several of those. I think I have 6 or 8 of them. Just an LED candle. I really like the simplicity of this green and cream and white in this room. We'll eat Christmas dinner in here, and it will be very calming. Not a lot of color going on in here. Here's my Rococo mirror, or Federal style mirror, I think it's called. I've had this for about a year, and I finally got around to putting it up. And I just made a green bow for that. That was some thrifted ribbon. And this is a false graph soup tureen, which makes a perfect pot for a potted faux tree. And I love these battery operated LED lights that are on timers, so I can set it and forget it. This is an interesting piece. Under this cloche is a set of white carolers. These were a set that I had no idea we had. They came in a box about the size of a deck of cards, and I believe my husband's second cousin may have given it to him along with some other pieces for our village. But I put them under a cloche, and there is that Victorian bridal basket with a wreath and an LED candle. This table is a recent purchase from the antique shop around the corner. I cannot decide where to put it, but since the Christmas tree is where I think it's going to go, I put it here. I think it looks so perfect in that spot with the mirror above, and it really shows off the silver pieces and the white false graph. And there's another look at my bow. It's not perfect by any means. Also in my dining room, my formal dining room, I have a corner cupboard where I keep most of my dishes. I did not do much in here. You'll see I keep my white false graph and the blue and white willow transferware. But I did add these 3 little houses. I got these at Target several years ago. And if you put a tea light in them, they will light up. I just have not found the battery-operated tea lights this year, and I obviously don't want to put a flame inside of the cupboard. But I think the white is perfect in there. And wouldn't it be great if I had the red and white transferware or the green and white transferware? I'm going to have to be on the hunt for that in 2023. And rounding out the tour in the kitchen and living room, this is my kitchen. This is a new space I added this year. This was a message center that I transformed into a baking area with my Christmas cookie cutters and my Currier and Ives tray. And you can see a couple of wreaths on the door back there. Under that cake dome are some chocolate chip cookies, and there's a tea towel in that bowl, which was a gift from my mom. If you watched my sister Paula's video, you'll know that our mom really likes to give us holiday tea towels. And there's an up close of that wreath. I have 2, one in each of my doors going to the backyard. These are faux wreaths, but they sure look natural with all the different textures and the pine cones. And they're just hanging with a satin cream colored ribbon and a suction cup hook. I do this every year. I've never changed. I've been doing this for at least the last 5 years. And I don't think I'd have it any other way. And on my hunt board, there's that red plaid runner. I got this at an estate sale about a year ago. I love this faux tree. It has a really whimsical kind of natural look. It's very imperfect, and I put it in a basket. It also has those battery-operated LED lights on timers, which I love. It also has sparkles. And the pot is a basket, which I thrifted, and it was kind of an orange color, and I just gave it a quick spray of black spray paint. And there's a pine cone for a little bit of a natural look. And there is a tiered tray, silver plated, that I picked up. And these are real greens. Although with the quality of faux greens now, it's really hard to tell. But these are from our tree. And there's some sugared fruit. I don't know if those are apples or, I guess they're apples. They're not figs, yeah, I think they're apples. And some pine cones in there. Again, there's just something about silver and the red and green that is so festive and classic, and in my traditional home, I think it really looks great. And I may clear that off and put some treats on it a bit later. And here's a little glimpse of some little things that I have going on my windowsills. I have been collecting these mini books for nearly 30 years. They come out every year, the little bookends. And this is our Christmas countdown, which my kids have had forever. It was a gift from my sweet niece when she was little, and I think she is now almost 30. And this is one of my favorites. This was a gift from my mom. It's a cut paper ornament. It's Scandinavian, and I absolutely love it. And look at these cute little red birds that sit on the sash. Aren't they cute? And above my kitchen sink, I just have my white pitchers with some greens in them. And how about that wooden tree that Kathleen's husband turned on his lathe? And finally, in the end of my island, I have some lighted bottle brush trees, same as you saw on my dining room table. My kitchen is very busy, and I don't like to have a whole lot of decor out there because we do a lot of cooking and baking. So wherever I can find a little nook like this to put something festive, I do. And I have books and cookbooks in here. I've swapped out a few for some Christmas ones, but mostly this just stays the same. I'm going to end this tour in my living room and back at my front door with my beautiful Christmas tree. It is full of ornaments, and each one tells a story. These ornaments are more precious than gold to me. There are homemade ornaments, photos of my children throughout the years, reminders of special vacations and trips we've taken, favorite movies, instruments we've played. And trimming the tree is like a trip down memory lane for all of us. We also have quite a collection of Christmas books. These are some of our favorites. When the kids were little, we would wrap them up and open one each night to read. Thank you so much for coming into my home and letting me share with you some of my favorite spaces decorated for Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, surrounded by those you love, creating memories and traditions. Happiest of holidays to you and yours. Take care.